In this video, we are going to create an expert advisor that utilizes the force index indicator to make trading decisions. Let's see how we can do that. We start Metaeditor by clicking a little icon or pressing F4. The first thing we do in our code is include the CTrade class from the standard library. This class provides simplified trading methods such as PositionOpen and PositionModify, which are essential for executing trades and managing positions. Next, we instantiate a CTrade object named Trade. This object will manage all trade operations, including opening and modifying positions. Moving on, we define our strategy configuration parameters. These parameters are adjustable in the Expert Advisor properties. The Lookback Bars parameter specifies the historical range for highs and lows, allowing us to analyze between 1 and 1,000 candles. The min candles back parameter sets the minimum age for a valid high or low, which can range from 5 to 50 candles. The trailing offset parameter provides a safety margin for the trailing stop, measured in points, with a range of 1 to 20. The force index period parameter determines the period for the force index calculation, while the MAMethod parameter allows us to choose the moving average method for the force index. Lastly, the force threshold parameter sets the threshold for signal generation. We then declare global variables and handles to store the state between ticks and indicator data. The force index handle variable will hold the handle for the force index indicator, while the force buffer array will store the force index values. The price data array is used to hold the open, high, low, and close price data. The onInit function is executed once at the start of the Expert Advisor for indicator setup. In this function, we create the force index indicator handle using the iForce function. This function takes parameters such as the symbol, time frame, period, moving average method, and volume type. We also configure the arrays as time series using the ArraySetAsSeries function. Next, we define the position opening functions. The open by position function is responsible for executing a market order for a buy position. It retrieves the current ask price using the symbol info double function and then calls the PositionOpen method from the CTrade class. The parameters for this method include the symbol, order type, volume, price, stop loss, take profit, and a comment. In this case, we are opening a buy position with a size of 0.10 lots, which translates to 10 micro lots. The initial stop loss and take profit are disabled by setting them to 0. Similarly, the open sell position function executes a market order for a sell position. It retrieves the current bid price and calls the PositionOpen method with the appropriate parameters. Again, we are selling 0.10 lots, and both the stop loss and take profit are disabled. The onTick function is the core of our strategy logic and is executed on every tick. In this function, we first retrieve historical price data for analysis using the copy rates function. This function takes parameters such as the symbol, time frame, starting position, number of candles to copy, and the array to store the data. We also load the force index values from the indicator buffer using the copy buffer function. Next, we check the status of open positions. We initialize a Boolean variable as open position to false and an enum position type variable current position type to position type buy. We then loop through all open positions in reverse order to find relevant ones. For each position, we check if it belongs to the current symbol and mark as open position as true if we find a match. We also store the type of the current position. Now we move on to trend detection and position management. If the force index crosses above the threshold, we check for a buy condition. We find the most recent crossing point by looping through the force buffer array. If the crossing point is fresh, meaning it is within the min candles back limit, we check if there is no open position. If there is no open position, we call the open by position function to open a buy trade. If there is an open by position, we check for trailing stop conditions. We find the lowest price in the specified lookback period and compare it with the current close price. If the conditions are met, we calculate a new stop level and call the process trailing stop function. Conversely, if the force index crosses below the negative threshold, we check for a sell condition. We again find the most recent crossing point and ensure it is fresh. If there is no open position, we call the open sell position function to open a sell trade. If there is an open sell position, we check for trailing stop conditions by finding the highest price in the specified lookback period and comparing it with the current close price. If the conditions are met, we calculate a new stop level and call the process trailing stop function. The process trailing stop function is responsible for managing the trailing stop for both buy and sell positions. It iterates through all open positions in reverse order and selects each position using its ticket number. We check if the position matches the specified type and belongs to the current chart symbol. We then retrieve the current stop loss value and update it based on the position type. For a buy position, we ensure that the new stop level is higher than the current stop or that there is no existing stop loss. For a sell position, we ensure that the new stop level is lower than the current stop or that there is no existing stop loss. If the conditions are met, we call the PositionModify method from the CTrade class to update the stop loss. Finally, we press F7 to compile the code. If this was too fast for you, or if you don't understand what all the code is doing, you may want to check out the premium course on our website or watch one of the basic videos first. If everything works correctly, we go back to Metaeditor by pressing F4 or clicking on the icon. Back in Metaeditor, we press Ctrl and Alt to start the strategy tester. We select the expert advisor that we have just created, enable the visual mode, and start a strategy test. We should see the expert advisor on the chart. If you are already a premium course member and have an idea for a video like this one, you can send us an email. In summary, we have learned how to code an expert advisor that utilizes the force index indicator to make trading decisions. We have implemented various functions to manage positions and trailing stops using a few lines of MQL code. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.